helping the mass population of people. That's definitely what we're seeing here with this sort of movement, you know. Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. I'm trying to pull something up in the background as we're talking about this. What can you tell us?
Here, I'm for something else. But if you Cam's logo, if you go look at it right now, I did that for him, and he uses he uses an intro video that I made for him as well. And the reason we don't talk because of like timing and like I'm working on a different project. He's going to the United States with Julia. I don't know. I'm just saying that the one agreement we had was that he was to give me credit for the work I've done. And let's just say I think there's one video where he acknowledges what I've done for him. That was part of it. I don't put any expectations. I wasn't also looking for this to get famedom. I'm just saying I know these. I've been down this route. We can do better, be better. I fucking hate to say that, but sometimes.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me show my audience who we're talking about.
She has videos of them together. So if you need to see that.
Yeah. Hold on. This is the lovely Julia Kamen, and there's Campbell. Quite cozy.
Cleavage shots are there, ladies. Make sure the cleavage shots are there.
Oh, there's plenty of cleavage shots on this one. There's one. Campbell, I would have flew to the United States for those titties too, brother. I don't know what that plane ticket costs, good fellow, but I would. There wouldn't be anything stopping me. I would be all about
Julia. His left arm is healed already. Look at that. Look at that.
Wait, hold on.
Fucking lead key. Yeah.
Hold on a second. What was that, Flow State?
Oh, I said it's a good investment. Whatever the plane ticket was cost is worth it.
Campbell, much love. You flew across the entire world for the lovely Julia. That's not crazy to me. Mindful exposure. So, what's your problem with the Campbell Julia thing?
No, I have you brought up Julia. I have no problem with Julia. Julia is beautiful. I joke about cleavage, but I think that just has to do with your own self-esteem. I think most women can actually like relate and attest to that. If you actually, and just FYI, guys, if your lady's showing a little,
keep your hands to yourself, Archaics. We know. Did you see Archaics getting handsy with Campbell's chick?
Archaics,
you saw that
get grabby in there.
Oh, much like we would expect from Archaics. That's Campbell's chick there, Mr. Brashears.
Look at his arm over here.
Hold on. Watch. Little handsy there, Brashears. Little handsy. Look, she's
like swatting it away.
She's swatting it away because she not. Mindful exposure. Would you care to comment on the footage we just saw of Archaics, alias Archaics? Actually,
I don't know him personally. Honestly, he came into the picture with those people before when I kind of dipped out of the scene. So,
all right, so you dipped out. Let me ask you. I've often said that, like with this Julia chick, I would like take sloppy seconds from Lika and even Campbell. Like I'm okay with that.
That's the answer to life, Z? Do you think that's the answer to life? Really quick. Like she's hot, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful. But do you think that's the answer to life? I just gotta know.
I don't think it's the answer to life, but I think it's the answer to Campbell's life right now. I'd imagine he's sitting there in fucking Australia, not much going on, like in the outback, watching dingoes and kangaroos jump by his window. All of a sudden, this fucking vixen out of nowhere just basically draws him in from this. What?
I would like an alternative answer to life. If that's not the answer to life, then what is?
Right, mindful exposure. I don't have any other like better answer to life than.
Watch Cam though. Watch him probably through all this, and mind you, I haven't seen any of it. Okay, so this is all new to me. But watch his behavior. I guarantee he's gonna be very different in how he treats Julia compared to both the other guys. And that's been from my own awareness. I don't know Ledkey as well as I know Cam. Cam and I used to talk on the regular. Okay, Cam to me at the core of the person is a good person. But let's talk about like the journey we're all on. Like, what is the purpose of all of this? What is he actually, and what has he taught you? And I'm sure you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Right. What are you taking away from this continued escapade? Have we not all been taught that we should be really like, or we're not supposedly looking for a life like this? We're looking for something outside of this. But yet
maybe you're projecting. So, okay, so hold on, my folks. Hold on. Hold on. When you're on my show, I tend to interrupt. I apologize, but
no. I talk too much, so thank you.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up, but I like it. It's good for radio. It's like Rose talks a lot too, but her audio might be better than. Oh, hold on. Here's the lovely Dr. Kelly. No, it's good for you up here. You should talk a lot. So, but here's the thing. All right. So, I'd follow Liedke. I'd take his sloppy seconds. I'd even take Campbell's sloppy seconds. I'm not sure I'd take Max Egan's sloppy seconds, who we saw at the end there. But I know for sure when it comes to archaics, that's it. I'm off limits when there are archaics. So, I'm not going to follow up archaics. I'm just not going to do it. Sorry, everybody. And it's not because of like him or his history. It's his ideology and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't, in good conscience, I couldn't get down with some of his shrapnel just because of the way he thinks about things. It's more intellectual.
You are not allowed in a lot of these groups. You are not allowed to ask questions.
So you're concerned there'd be some sort of like, I don't know, chemical alter. Anyway, I won't get into it. I was just concerned
it's just a vibe thing. It's
genetic shrapnel.
Like, no, it's the ick factor. Like, okay, like say I'm experiencing Julia, and I know she was just with Campbell like a week ago or a fucking minute ago, whatever. And I picked up a little weird essence of like maybe male cologne. If it was Campbell's, I'd probably be able to like disregard it and keep going with my business. But if I picked up like the musk of archaics, that's it. I'm out of the room. Sorry, Julie. I don't care how hot you are. I'm just saying. Mindful, what are your thoughts?
Well, isn't that like what we already dealt with high school and these sort of popularity contests and who's the hottest of the hottest? Like, what's the point at the end of the day? Now, when you actually get down to it, somebody like Rose and Bex is actually going to come off more attractive because of their intelligence.
Well, you might be projecting a little bit here.
She's quite intelligent, right? Julia's quite intelligent. Is Miss Julia being auctioned off for sale? And is it safe for us to talk about her breasts on this channel, unlike your friend's channel where they don't talk of breasts?
No, which is why I took it back. I shouldn't be talking like that about her. That's not even fair. But I can talk about my experiences with these people.
All right, so let's talk about it. Hold on.
There's like, what's the end agenda? What are we doing?
Hold on.
Are they not propagating capitalism?
Hold on. Now you're going with the capitalists. All right, so let's go. Hold on, mindful exposure. Why does your audio fucking suck so much if you're like always online? It's like it's not that your audio sucks. It's like I feel like there's a lag. Like you can't hear when I talk when other people talk, or either that or you just like talking, like you said. I'm not sure.
Z, stop being aggressive.
I'm going to shut up for a bit. Sorry.
No, hold on. Because I want to I'm trying to interview you because I want to learn about these people. All right, Flow State, what did you say? Go ahead. Flow State just noticed something about me. Go ahead.
I just said stop being an aggressive perfectionist.
Okay. Because I'm trying to talk and I'm like, oh, she can't hear me. And I'm like, all right, let me.
The Morris the cat is coming out in you, Z.
Okay. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. All right, I want to talk about these people, mindful exposure. So there's a couple things I think that's going on with you here. One, I'm picking up a little bit of jealousy on your part towards Julia and Campbell's relationship. Flow State, are you picking up on this? And you, Harmon?
I'm picking up on it, but I want to point out that we haven't even seen mindful exposure's boobs yet, so we don't know if it's justified or not.
No, I think women as they older and now their youth is going. Not that she's not pretty now, but the more they got. God, I wish I was there again.
So you do think this is like a joke? For the
record, I made a snide comment about her cleavage. I didn't say anything else about her. I actually promoted her and said
that. Calm down.
But it's still in your mind.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to come off defensive. Good point.
Come on, mindful exposure. Just say what's on your mind. To be unapologetic, like Bex is realizing. Unapologetically Bex, unapologetically mindful. All right, so you're saying that, all right, so you had a relationship with Campbell. Were you hoping for more than a metaversal relationship with Campbell? Were you hoping for an intimate connection? Just a question.
No, I had a mild expectation because that was what was talked about in the conversation between the two of us in the agreement of me to do his logo and intro video design work.
Wait, you had a mild expectation for what? Like, what was your mild expectation for in that agreement?
No, in that agreement, we both talked about, expectation. Good point, because I actually talk about this a lot, about really checking our own expectations and assumptions. and how that can be very beneficial for getting through situations
Flow
like
State,
this.
why am I having such a hard time talking to her? Flow State, please help mediate because
You're not
I like you.
listening to it. I would
No,
stop
because
getting
I like you, Mindful
Hold on.
Exposure.
Mindful exposure. Let me do this. Mindful exposure. Make a statement and then stop talking.
This is what I think, real quick, is that she's dancing
Jesus,
around.
Harmon, you're going to make it that much more complicated.
No, it's not
Jesus
real
Christ.
simple. Real simple.
Flow State, I'm not meant for these huge panels. I should just sit up here and talk about my fucking day. All right, so I'm sorry, Harmon. I'm sorry. This is getting nuts.
What she's doing is they had an agreement. He basically flirted with her, got her to do the stuff for her, and it's an implied situation. And which,
all right.
it's just
Mindful, just hold your fucking. She can't help. You can't help yourself, can you? You have impulse
All right, let's
issues.
do.
I think she feels played.
Z talks, and then when you're done talking, Z, you say the person who you want to respond, and nobody else responds except for the person whose name you just said.
All right, thank you, Flow State. Thank you so much. All right, Rose, I hope you come back because Bex. We still need to do Bex's personality. All right, now everybody, hold on, calm down. All right, so Mindful Exposure, you there? Can I call you something other than Mindful Exposure? What would you like me to call you?
Yeah, Esra.
That's not any easier. Oh, Jesus, criminal. Okay. All right. Let me come back.
Call me Sarah. Jesus Christ, have you ever heard the name Esra?
Ezra. Okay, all right. I'm just going to call you Mindful. All right, hold on. Calm down, everybody. Mindful.
Are you getting distracted by the Hooters on screen? Perhaps.
I am.
I'm sure that's probably playing no small issue in this. Yes. Okay. Bex, try to get Rose back up somehow. I don't know how.
Okay.
You're supposed to, she seems to know everybody. So, all right, Mindful Exposure. So, Flow State introduced me to a term called a covert contract, which I like, Flow State. I'm going to hold on to this in my mind. Is it possible, Mindful Exposure, that you in your head generated a covert contract with Campbell that he was not aware of when you initiated your interaction with him? Go ahead. Floor's yours.
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, I have interviews I've done with him where it probably shows the connection or the amount of communication we were having behind the scenes on the regular basis. But
okay, so you really okay? Hold on.
Like the whole fact of me bringing this up wasn't to go down this path of like I need righteousness from this. Like it was just to convey that I have been down this road.
Oh my God!
I know these people.
Can you tell me about that 8-year relationship that you? Can you tell me about that 8-year relationship?
Why are you so upset with me? Why are you so upset with me? Get it out.
Because you are maddening in so many ways. We'd probably do well together.
Say it. No, say it like clearly. State what is why am I triggering you so bad right now?
That question is guaranteed to be a trigger.
because you appear to be unacquainted with the give and take of communication, conversation, and discourse. But it could just be your audio, but I don't think it's your audio. I think it's something else. I think you're triggered because of the topic, and now you're in an emotional, highly frenetic state, and it's driving me fucking crazy. But go ahead, because I have questions for you that I've been trying to get to for 30 minutes.
I feel really calm.
All right, hold on a second.
I don't mean to laugh. I really don't. I know that has a little bit to do with my, survival.
All right.
Tactics.
Right, let me go to Flow State in this one. Flow State, what I'm picking up is she had romantic feelings for Campbell. She and Campbell were she and Campbell were working in a professional manner. When Campbell stumbled upon this fucking pixie vixen, otherwise known as Julia Kamen, he lost his ever-loving fucking Australian mind, and now he's going cuckoo for this bird. And Mindful Exposure is feeling a certain way about it. First, I'm going to go to Flow State. Flow State, how accurate do you think I am so far with my depiction?
I think, I suppose that I would not have, that was not my initial thought, but given your personality type and mine, I trust that you would pick up on these things better than I will. So I'll default to your take on it.
Bex, what do you think about the take I just gave?
Well, I just think you're super into Julia, and you should just ask her out, man.
Right?
yeah.
I gotta
But,
wait for Campbell. I gotta wait for Max Egan, who you see
but
right
I have a
there.
question.
You know,
I have a question because last time I was here, and it was for Rose, but you can answer it because it was last time I was here was right after Rose had broke bad to go over and talk to Tommy, right? And I was like, why can't you guys both be friends with Rose? And now she's back here, so like Rose can be, But so we're into. You guys are into sharing ladies now. Is basically what like. No, I don't mean that. But it's
I don't
okay
know,
to share.
Bex. I don't know that I'd really want to follow Tommy, given his Chris Strokes proportions. Apparently, I'm not sure I really want to go after Tommy, but maybe if Tommy lets me go first, I'll share with him.
But back to your other question though, and then I won't interrupt again. You asked about what your assessment of Esra, and I think that the projection of Esra being interested in Cam, although he's a very handsome man and very intelligent, I could see why women would be attracted to him. But I think it's just a double down on your fucking. You should ask like Julia. Just do it. Just do it.
Julia doesn't want anything to do with me. I don't have the social media clout or status that she's looking for. Now let's go to Mindful.
You might be surprised, actually. You might be surprised. Because she's actually a nice person. No, she knows my friend Aaron and communicates with him in the private all the time. And Bex knows Aaron. He doesn't have a giant following. You might be surprised. Now,
Hold
what
on.
I will tell you.
Go ahead.
See, we're gonna work a date for you.
I have tried to be her friend. I really
How will
have.
you?
It's like woman power.
A girl like her can't be friends with other women. She's gonna be like the pick me chick with all the guys, and she's gonna be passive aggressive with women. She doesn't have women friend unless they're uglier than her.
We're gonna play Grace. We're gonna be like yeah. I'm gonna work on this Grace role here without the public. We're gonna see if we can't hook you up with Julia. Come on.
I mean,
Come on.
seriously,
I wouldn't say no, but
it happen if you're serious. I can facilitate that.
I was serious when I said that I would take Campbell's sloppy seconds. I'm okay with that. So that's fine.
See, this is what I'm okay. So this is the one thing about Cam. He's way too much. Like honestly, even with her, I could see this. He's way too much of a dad figure. I can't say that about Ledkey and Archaics, but they got their own relationships. You can see it right there in this video. They got their own people.
Right,
so
they do.
Kid, you know.
All right,
so
hold on.
And I'm going to apologize. I did not mean to come on here. That was not my purpose. Again, I'm not going to.
Are you again going down this like apologizing road? You make it very difficult to discourse with.
I do apologize a lot. I know I'm going to be a difficult.
Where do you live generally? Don't dox yourself. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Wisconsin, and then I moved to Oregon about when I was like 21, and I've been out here for 17 years. And
You're in Oregon, huh?
In my photos, like I'm all about the solo journey and being in the woods and grounding and the elements of that. I mean, I could go into a whole other detail because you know about my health history a little bit now where I work. But anyway, and that's how I ended up getting involved was I connected with Bernie, and then Bernie knew Cam, obviously. So we used to, and all the talk I would do about sleep and my background on resonance frequency and what I've studied and stuff, they did respect.
Hold on. Oh my God. Flow state. Am I just being rude to my guest here that I'm trying? But I like her. That's the problem.
Flow state knows I'm ADHD, which means I'm going to flip flop on you.
Yeah, no shit. It's like fucking trying to hurt cats with you.
She knows what she's doing. She's self-aware.
Just be unapologetically yourself. See, you're fine. You got this.
She knows that she takes a mile of talking when she's given an inch, and so if she's gonna keep doing that, then you do what you do.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't bother me.
Size matters.
Talking over people.
Can I just say, please, if you have a certain last thing, I promise I will shut up. I swear to God. If you could have a mild structure, because this is what annoys me about Jack. You guys get so impatient and irritated, but you don't have a structure to your open panels. Just remove us all. If you need to have your say, and we're over.
If I wanted to remove people, I'd remove people. Don't associate me with other content creators. I do it all the time. I'm trying to get the skinny on people because you're an insider. You're an insider, right?
Hold it down, dude. Hold
on. You're an insider, so I'm trying to squeeze you for information on people, and you're making it extremely difficult.
And I'm here for that. I've been used for that a lot in my life. I can tell you.
All right. So here's the deal. Now, I'm going to get past the Julia thing and you being jealous because I do think you had feelings for Campbell that were unrequited and that you have not resolved. So I'm going to stick with that interpretation. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Cam would probably be weirded out just as much as me. That's definitely more of like a father-daughter relationship than anything. You realize
I don't know if I
you know,
believe
the
that
age
laugh.
difference. Actually, Julia is younger than me. I don't think we're that far away from each other, but like you're talking like a 40 or 30, I think, close to. Okay, done. Done.
You and Julie would scratch each other's eyes out if you were together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely like. Go ahead, Bex.
Oh, thanks, Flo. I meant to just correct. I think I said Grace. Did I say Kendra G? We got to play Kendra G here. I might have said Grace instead of Kendra, getting my G's mixed up. But I really think I really think that this might be a match made in heaven. At least a union of the minds to have a conversation. I think this conversation is actually very beneficial for the entire community, the whole flat earther community. I'm not being cheeky here, you know.
But I'm not so sure, and I've watched a little bit of Julia's material and Campbell. I'm not so sure we can put them both in the flat earther community. Campbell maybe a touch more than Julia. Julia actually said that she thinks the world is a Vesica Pisces symbol, which I just said, oh, that's something that a chick like her would say. But you know, so I'm not really sure we can classify them.
Like a giant craterous vagina? Is that
correct?
What you're...
She feels as though the world is just a big vagina represented in
like
creation.
the one that Bobby was stuck in that time.
So
this is coming full circle. See,
don't make me play his music. Don't make me play his music. All right, hold on.
Can I give you her background really quick? That she is a remote viewer and like I guess how she ended up in this group was that she knew Leak Project and had done some.
Oh yeah, I know who that
the
is.
Fucking Leak Pro. I unsubbed from him like 5 years ago. By the way, I'm just saying. Rex, because he went off on flat earthers like it was bullshit. I unsubbed. That's it. Which sucks, Mindful, because I used to like. Yeah, it was a door slam. It was my my INFJ door slam. That's exactly right, Flow State. You got it. It was my INFJ door slam.
I do the same thing. I do close the door. I'm done. See, that's where I was at. Like, honestly, there's two people out of this area. Like Cam, if he and I communicated again, maybe. But I don't know. My problem is, and what I'm my passion is like I want to see something different come out of all of this. Not us.
All right, so that's what I want to get down to. That's what I want to get down to. You look at them on this vacation. You don't like seeing them like this because you see this as capitalist,
I was actually
as
saying
indulgent. What?
No, I was saying this before this, and can I tell you why? Do you know Cam and Kelly?
No.
So Kelly's like his partly how, in my opinion, how Cam kind of got more famous, but she's Australian Tartaria or Tartarian Australia.
Oh yeah, they do shows together. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah.
One of the reasons I actually like connected to them was because her whole ploy was that she was pushing this, which to me connected to Anastasia and the Ringing Cedar books. Highly recommend that.
Again, you're just going off. First, I'm trying to be nice to her, dude, but I'm trying. You know this is.
So I can't reference anything. I can't. Wait. I can't reference anything. I can't tell you about things that I'm like referencing to. What
no, because I know you'll just sputter off into some fucking topic for 10 minutes. It's going to have nothing to do with what I want to hear here.
This is your show. Good.
All right. First, we're going to try something because when I'm interrupting you, you just keep talking. So do you not hear me interrupting you or do you just don't care that I'm interrupting you? Be honest.
I don't think I must not be aware.
All right. So let me try something. Okay. So we're going to try something. This is just a test. All right. Audience, bear with me because I'm fucking losing my mind right now. Hold on. All right. You're gonna start talking, right? And I'm gonna interrupt you. I want you to stop as soon as you hear me interrupting you. Okay? Go ahead, start talking. Just say anything.
This is a good test.
Go ahead, just go off. So now you don't talk. Now you clam up when I ask you. All right.
No,
Go ahead.
I can keep going. What do you want?
All
I
right.
mean,
Just
right now, in
do
front of me,
just
there's this
we had a little
crazy
lamb or
stream,
something.
so I could get into this like whole polar vortex.
All right, so I'm
aspect.
interrupting you now. Stop. I'm interrupting you. Stop. So you do hear it. You fucking do hear it. You're just fucking rude. Okay, all right. No, I'm not
No,
gonna
I'm
call
not
you
rude,
rude,
I'm learning.
but you're just unaware of
this
social
together.
dynamics. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a
It's not
second,
rude.
Flo,
You're
give me a little backdrop. Like, I don't have the best self-control, but I have on your channel before. Have I not?
Look.
Come on. Little credit
This
here.
is you evidencing self-control. God have mercy on all of us.
No, I said no. It's not.
Exposures.
I said
You
this is not
exhibit
rude.
poor self-control. I don't have a problem with it because I'm a different type of person than Z is, and I will just talk over you. Z doesn't prefer to talk over people, so you have to exhibit more self-control, and you can do it. And I know we both know that you can.
Call me out on it anytime, any day.
I have like 20 times. It hasn't altered your behavior.
He put you in a fucking audiologist seat and made you do a hearing test.
All right, hold on.
You want to know what's funny? I've been tested for being able to hear higher frequencies.
Okay. All right. Now let's back up a little bit. You see Lidka, Archaics, and Campbell here on vacation in this beautiful background. And you're viewing this in a negative fashion. And I'd like you to expound on that a little bit more, please.
Again, I would really like you to check a little bit of your assumptions. You've said two things about me that I haven't actually articulated or said at all. One was about Julia and my feelings about being jealous towards her. The second was being irritated with this video specifically, which actually you pulled up in the midst of our conversation. I actually.
Oh my God! You're
what you've done to Z.
Let me finish. And I also acknowledged it. I said one thing about cleavage, which is, and I'm going to totally acknowledge this. You can ask Aaron, who talks to this woman on a regular basis. That comes from some weird old high school bullshit of women trying to put themselves in actually a transvestite style of way, which excessive.
What the fuck is she talking about now, Flow State?
What didn't make any sense. There's no connection. I'm just completely. Are you listening to me?
I'm trying.
Yourself a little too much.
You're making me crazy. I'm just going to admit it to my whole audience.
Bud,
You're
so
making
sorry.
me insane right now.
I'm going to shut up now for a consistent period of time because it's not.
No, because I'm trying to look. It's this. I ask
enough.
questions and then you answer the fucking question. That's basically how this should work.
So how am I not getting to the point? Because I'm just elaborating.
I don't know. I don't know how. It's too. I can't follow you. I can't follow your line.
You're not connecting A and Z. You're taking everything I'm saying and it's just not direct enough for you. And I think that has to do with your own divergency. Not
yeah, right. It's that. Or I try to put on like an engaging show for my audience so they just don't tune out for the. Oh my God, this is crazy. All right, let's.
Ezra, show us your tits.
All right, hold on. Bex, how do you know her? How are you guys acquainted? What's with that?
Where did we meet? We met through Shem Jacobs on Tartarian Truth TV.
Yeah.
All right. I should have never even asked. I regret asking that already. All right, hold on. Okay. Let me try to salvage this in somewhat. All right, hold on. All right, so let me back up. So you obviously were showing, you said they were basically experiencing, like you said it was too capitalist or capitalistic, this vacation for your view of these men. And then you backtracked on it. So what do you think about this vacation that these men are on? Should they not be able to enjoy some fun in the sun? Like they're on a beach. That doesn't cost much. I mean, I know they're in front of a pricey hotel, but why are you interrupting me?
Sorry.
Z, drop us all down and then add us back at your discretion.
It's not going to help Flow State because the only one I'm having problems with is her.
Then drop her.
Is she doing this on purpose to fuck with me, Flow State?
No, she's not fucking with you. She's just being self-indulgent and not controlling herself.
Right. She has very little self-control.
It's in spite of you.
It's in spite of me. Right. It's very solipsistic on your part. You did it again.
Defending myself.
What the fuck is this show? Where's Rose? I need Rose back. Hold on. All right, hold on. Calm down. Because here's the thing, Flow State. There's like 5 things I want to ask her, and I can't fucking get to them.
Okay.
There's 5 legitimate things I want to ask her.
Okay, then
All right.
maybe you should
Give
ask
me
the
a time
question
frame
and bring
for
her back
how
up
long I
and
have
let
to
her
answer.
respond until you're satisfied and drop her back down and ask a question.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, actually. I would rather she show more impulse control. Do you consistently have this issue with your impulse control, Mindful? Do you?
Do you lay out a proper structured setup for everybody to understand when they walk onto your panel, so they understand how much time they have to talk, when they're allowed to overstep you, when they're allowed to overtalk? Like
No,
how the
these are
communication
just
goes? No, you
general
probably don't.
rules.
So set it up ahead of time, and I'll be there for
These
it.
are just the general
Step up,
rules
dude.
of discourse. That's it. They're general rules. You should assume you're coming on my show, which means that I'm basically the host. So you would just know that, and then like everybody else
But
in the
then that
panel,
gets into pedestal
natural
pushing.
communication just commences.
You're not
Just due
above
to
me.
like the understanding of linguistics. Not whatever the fuck you're doing right now.
Z,
Better
it's
than
getting
me.
worse.
You're not better than me. Nobody's better than anybody. and I'm
Oh
gonna
my God. See,
find
this
out.
is what it is, Flo State. You see the projection, her insecurity. So now it's about me being better than her, not about me hosting a show and trying to make it informative for my listeners.
Like an
They're not here for
insecurity.
you, Mindful. They're here for me. You get that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now you had to show your insecurities that you're projecting onto the fucking world and you're evidencing here. All right. Let's start over.
You have put insecurities into my mouth.
Okay, right. Okay, new game. Let's clear
Not
the
a new
scoreboard.
game.
Let's
I've
start
said this
over. Let's start over.
Stop putting your insecurities about Julia in my fucking mouth, dude, and Cam.
Is this
Fucking
chick for
have
real?
said my righteous. I've talked about how
Z,
Cam is a
it's
good
not
fucking
getting
person.
better.
Stop
No,
making
it's
me
not
look
getting
like a
better.
bad
It's just
person.
getting worse. I'm making you look like a bad person because Julia's boobs.
Because I said fucking cleavage. Because I was joking about like every female knows that's not gonna get you anywhere, dude. I need to take it down.
What the fuck is wrong with this
Cleavage
broad?
gets you a long ways
There's
in the
nothing
world.
wrong, dude. What's wrong with you? Like you don't even realize.
I would like
you're
to recognize Harmon's done very good at playing the
triggered
quiet
by
game
me.
since we
You are
instituted
so
it.
Triggered. I've done nothing to you. I've
All
done
right,
nothing
all right.
but support it.
Here's mindful exposure. When this is
I'm here
done,
for
I want you to
learning.
go listen back to this for a practice for yourself.
I have actually, and I've done interviews with professional people, like I've talked about beyond.
What
you.
does that have to
You
do with
need to listen to
anything?
those interviews to validate.
What does
who I
that have
am.
to do with anything? You've done
It has
issues
everything
with
to do with
professional
who you
people. What the fuck does
assume,
that have to do with the price
What
of
your
team channel?
assumptions and your expectations are.
Oh
Set them
my
up
God,
before
you are a
us.
peach. I can't imagine what your
Now
personal
she's doing
life is
it at
like.
you. Now
The
she's doing it
Viking
at
thing.
you.
You know, if I
Oh
stood in front
my
of you, I'd probably
God.
intimidate the fuck out of you. And that's like,
Unbelievable. You are unbelievable. Fascinating. I just met you.
I'm just glad we have Cleavage Tube playing the whole time.
the whole time, over and over again.
And it's triggering the fuck out of you, Mindful, because you're in
No,
love with
you can't.
you're in
You
love with
cannot be
Campbell.
doing this naked
You're in love with
out of your
Campbell, and
mouth,
he's
dude.
currently
It's
on a
fucking
romantic
up
tryst in the
It
United
had
States.
nothing to do with
He's
this,
right
and you
now
can't
bedded
stop.
up with this broad, and it's fucking driving you crazy. I hit the nail on the head. I triggered you because you're picturing the love of your life, Campbell,
And you didn't
getting it
trigger
on with this
yourself.
little fucking
And you didn't
floozy,
trigger
and it's
yourself.
driving you nuts.
Do you hear
And I
you?
nailed it since the moment you got up
Do
here,
you
and you
know
can't take
what
it.
frequency you'll
That's
do
right.
it. Do it, fucker.
All right. Now, are you prepared to stop with your jealousy towards Campbell and Julia, please? Are you prepared to move on?
For the court. I just want to make it clear again. If you look back in this, please rewatch this on my behalf. That I have not said anything in ill will against Julia, or actually in Cam's
Again,
other than the fact that I would like to see more out of people like you, Z, who think that you rule above.
Can I say something real quick?
Fucking kingdom.
I do
don't know what the
rule.
fuck
You
this
just don't
true
fucking
kingdom
realize it.
is, but just keep doing it. Just
I do
keep
rule.
flowing. You keep flying high.
God,
We're behind you,
Harmon, what's up with this chick?
We're
Harmon?
behind you.
Harmon, can you please give me a read on this chick and what's going on here, please, Harmon? I want to defer to you. Please, Harmon, floor's yours.
Oh my God, she just lost. When I had to get back with you. I lost it. I had a good point, but it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Was it the boobs? Put the boobs back on. I think the point will come
about
back.
the boobs. That's what it was.
Put the boobs back on.
She just doesn't want to admit that she is jealous, and cleavage does get a lot of attention. We're men, you know,
Right.
and it gets attention from women, but in the opposite way because look at her, she's flashing her boobs.
Look at her
because she can.
Her squat archaics.
You know, I guarantee you at the beach, she's gonna get more attention than 90%. And then on a club, well, if a girl's got a real short mini dress on, she gets more attention than boobs a lot of times. Depends on what you are. But on a beach, boobs get the attention.
Okay, so I'm going to go to everybody in the panel. I'm going to start with myself. You see how it's already better? She's gone and like everybody could just communicate fine. It's weird. Okay, so my whole take on this thing was she came on the panel. She brought up Campbell, that she knows Campbell. I immediately brought this video up and it triggered her from the right off the bat. And as I kept playing it and as she kept watching it, she couldn't untrigger herself because she is insanely jealous of Julia because Mindful Exposures is in love with Campbell and he's currently fucking involved with this Julia. Flow State, you first.
I didn't catch it as quickly as you did, but the more time went on, the more I think that you nailed it.
Thank you. And that's my feeling part of my personality.
Right.
Exactly. Harmon, we heard what you said.
No,
Max,
I remember now. I remember
all
now.
right, go ahead, please. Thank you, sir.
She wanted the relationship. She was doing everything, helping him with his channel and everything like that. And now she thinks he's so shallow that he'll go after a girl showing cleavage over her. And that's the whole thing, is that he thinks now she's shallow.
Right. She thinks he's shallow and she's disappointed.
Right.
Because she feels like that she was offering something that he should appreciate over those beautiful, bodacious fucking tatas that we've been looking at for the last 40 minutes. Right.
And now he's like every other man, a shallow piece of shit.
Right, exactly. But that's the thing that these ladies don't want to understand, Harmon, is a man of a certain stature and a certain age and a certain presence. He doesn't give a fuck about Mindful Exposure and her thoughts on consciousness and her contributions to whatever fucking thought form that she might present. He's interested in the Julias of the world. And that's just an unfortunate reality, ladies, that many of you have yet to come to grips with. All right, Bex, I'm going to go to you, but my suspicion is you're going to just basically say how I should hook up with Julia. And I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, Bex. But give everything its due time.
I did want to say that boobs like Julia's are available for a price. I'm not saying Julia's, that hers
How
could be
dare
like
you.
totally made by her parents, made by her. So I'm not trying to say that she bought hers, but any woman who is feeling insecure about their chest can fix that.
Her boobs are natural.
Well, yeah, and I wasn't implying that. There are great tits out there that are just, that's why they made the fake ones, to make look like the real ones. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to sell.
Okay, that was a subtle dig.
Yeah.
That was a subtle dig at Julia.
No. You guys see that because you'd already projected on me I might be jealous, and at 51 years old, I just think she's a beautiful woman.
No,
right?
I don't think you're jealous. I don't think you're jealous of her. I don't think so.
But I do understand that when tits are that perfect, people tend to think they're fake. But I was not implying that. I was saying you can have breasts as nice as those, but they'll be fake. But you can have them. No dig intended.
Okay,
like a dig.
Fair enough. All right, so Bex, we were going to do your personality type, but I guess Rose had to do something. So much love.
What
Rose.
type are you?
My type? INFJ. And there was a part towards the end of my personal segment where Rose summed up what it is, and it fucking was exactly who I am. So I am now a believer in this because everything she said about me was exactly right about my personal life, my interactions, the difficulty I have maintaining interactions, the frustration that I feel constantly that I evidenced here when I can't fucking control stuff. So I'm a believer in this young personality type. I'm on board, Flow State. You're right with this thing. It works.
Well, and I think that you're close. We're very close. Mine said ENFJ, and I wouldn't be surprised about that, like with that subtle difference. I did kind of rush through it, and there were a few questions that I probably could have used help just understanding, like justice over mercy and, there were a few questions that I kind of, there was probably about 10 questions where I felt like I could have used help just understanding them. But
The empathy ones.
I do think I'm more emotional. I probably am more emotionally reactive than you. So, but the NFJ are the same. So
Interesting. Which was my suspicion. I thought we would be exact, but that makes sense to me that you're more extroverted than me. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, I'm going to move on to the news. Much love. Final thoughts, Harmon. Final thoughts, Mr. Harmon.
No, I'm just saying goodbye. Hey, Flo, see you later tonight if you're on.
All right, Bex, don't drop out yet. Flow State, final
and Bex,
thoughts.
I love your opinions. You are awesome, Bex. Bye.
Thanks, Harmon. Nice to meet you.
Flow State, much love. Flow State, it looks like you were simulcasting at the same time. So much love to the Flow State audience. P.S.
And if you're on mine, I put the link at the top. Come give both of us a like. Z, this has been a fantastic, chaotic experience. I'm sure that you're pulling your hair out. Mine's growing in thicker because of it. So, thanks for having me up again.
All right, man. Much love. All right, Bex. Let me take the boobs off the screen when I talk to you. In all shtick, I'll take the shtick away. Much love, Julia. She's lovely. And much love, Mindful Exposures. Come talk to me again. I'm sure we'll get our communication styles down at some point. She said, should we try to get her up again come up one more time now? It's just me and Bex. Should we try to get her up one more time, Bex, to try to?
Yeah, I think it would be nice. I think it would be nice.
All right, come on back up, Mindful Exposure, because I do like you, and maybe we could work through some of this community.
And I would like to say that even in trying to sell breasts, there likely is a bit of an envy factor in there, whether I'm admitting on subconscious level or not. So,
right.
Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah. Bex, you seem to be content with like your position in life, as far as like relationships, and it doesn't seem like you're very interested in establishing, like, let's call it a romantic relationship. Would that be correct?
Well, that's because I've had, I wouldn't call it romantic, but I have a man in my life.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
is this a Z Show exclusive right here?
Well, you were right about moving my coworker in. He never actually moved in. So that was not the relationship.
Be a bad idea from the beginning.
Yeah. And that was not the relationship. But I've had a suitor in my life for about 7 years. He's quite a bit younger than me. And so I've sort of kept him at arm's length because he's quite a bit younger than me. But now that he's, still younger than me, but getting older, he has continued to pursue me. And I am, I'm no longer keeping him at arm's length.
I like this. The way you just said that, the vibe felt really good when you said that. Did you feel that good vibe too, Mindful Exposure, or is it just me?
I did.
Yeah. Like the way she said it in my head, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's kind of sounds right. That's good for you, Bex. That's actually probably, that probably is a good match, given like it's just a younger man with maybe somebody like where you are who's not like so interested in. I don't know. I don't want to assume things about you.
Yeah.
Much love on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So Mindful's back up. Let's try again with Mindful. Maybe Bex could help me. Okay.
And my passion was too high, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, so I don't want to like project. You heard what I had to say. That I think that you likely have more feelings with Cam than maybe even you are aware of. And when you came up, you didn't expect me to go where I went with this, and I went in a place that was a bit uncomfortable for you, and it might have took you, knocked you off guard unexpectedly. Did that happen, or is it something else?
Can I tell you why it's weird too? Because it actually, and I sort of tapped on this a little bit, that I had a moment when there were some changes happening in our community, and my friend, who's now since popped in your chat, knows this backstory a little bit, but knows that I had a moment with him where my emotions took control, and it had nothing to do with her, and every interaction I've had with her is gold. And again, I will back up saying that Cam is not a bad person, right? Like all my interactions are not bad. I could get into it like maybe I personally see something, right? I don't need to regurgitate bullshit. But just getting down to the point, which is what Z is trying to do for me in all of this, right? Is that I just want to make it clear I have no qualms against her. And some of this does come from this back jealousy of the relationship I had built with Cam and the things that I was promised that I had to slowly over time let go because it wasn't given, right?
So let's talk about that. All right, hold on. Right? So there's two things you said that I want to expound on. One, things that you said were promised. And two, the incident that you had with Cam where you expressed maybe some hot emotions towards him. Because judging by my brief interaction with you, it doesn't surprise me that you came at him hot and he responded in a particular way. So can you address those two things? One, that interaction, and then two, things that you were promised and you feel like maybe he didn't live up to, or in some way you feel shorted on.
Which is why I'm actually a little embarrassed having this conversation here, because I actually never conveyed that to him. So actually my reaction,
well, maybe he'll end up hearing this in some weird way. Maybe
but at the end of the day, I mean, there has to be a point where he does realize it. I mean, if you guys actually watch some of his shit, he's actually, because of the way I sent him the videos, you will see my tag, my logo at the end because of the way he plays it sometimes. It's like an accident or something. God bless him. But what I'm getting at is that I should have had that a little, like, even when things happened, and if you guys know the lore of how shit went down in this fucking metaverse, in his relationship, there was a falling out, and that for me,
with who? Hold on, because you speak in code and riddles sometimes that unless somebody's aware of the context, it becomes very difficult to follow what you're saying. Maybe you don't know that about yourself.
Quickly, I'm going to be kind of silly about this, but do you know about the blowjob that broke the internet? That broke our panelverse?
The blowjob that broke the panelverse? No, that's a new one to me. Do tell.
I feel like Bex would be better at telling the story.
Does it involve Bex and Steven? No. I'm just
Oh, my word. I'm fanning myself here. No, it involved a panel with Michelle Gibson and Bernie and some other people. And I guess Bernie was offended that Bernie had taken up for Michelle Gibson that Paul Cook had received an alleged blowjob on a panel. No one saw it. It just was a little bit of movement. And on London McLovin's, before we met Tommy, on London McLovin's, there was a metaversal union about the most epic pixelated potential blowjob that ever did occur.
It broke.
Okay, so all right,
but
so
there's connection between these people somehow.
All right, so we're way off on a tangent now. I got to rein it back in. Thank you for that, though.
Sorry.
So let's go back to where we were with you and Campbell. So it appears as though you did some digital work for him in which you see your logo, and you feel though he's not recognizing you for the work that you did. Is that it?
The agreement was every description that he used my work, or he uses my intro video, which is almost every video. I haven't checked lately, to be honest. Actually, I haven't checked.
Let me ask you though, do you feel like that's a fair contract that he referenced you underneath every? So if you indeed did his entrance video, hold on.
For free complete logo design and like other video work, which I had done other work for him. This is not just like the only fucking thing. I'm just saying, like, that's all I asked.
Well,
and there was
for him to link.
There was talk of time constraints, which I would have been open to.
Well, that's the problem, because you feel as though he's supposed to do that in perpetuity, and I feel like that might not necessarily be reasonable. You know,
that's what was discussed. That was what was agreed. He said, "I agree to that." And if you look at my page, you'll see that. And actually, I did delete some videos because I could get into that detail of who I used to work with. But I have I reference him as my work in my association in every single description of every video I made up until maybe the last 3 videos I've done. You can look. It's there. And you can look on my page right now, because I decided to do just like, because most people are like, what? You did the work for autodidactic? Like, people don't know what's valid, what's real, like what's
All right, but here's what I want to say though.
Would you at least consider, if somebody did that amount of work for you, would you at least consider them if they were selling your logo design on their t-shirts? People are buying them. Would you not think maybe I should throw $50 at this person, even though they didn't ask for it? What's in good faith? And I'm not putting that expectation out there. I'm moving on. And I appreciate.
All right, so here's a couple things.
I really do. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, sharing your story. Couple things. One, I'd imagine that Campbell is probably not letting the world on fire financially, unless I'm unaware of something. He's probably in not a great financial situation, as some may conjecture. Do you have any thoughts or information on that?
He was when I first worked with him, for sure. He definitely was. Like,
how long ago was that?
Made a change. How do you think he afforded to be able to come to the United States?
Well, the first time he came here, he was invited to speak. Like, that's the thing. When we saw them on a beach, they were all doing like work. Like, they were here on like a seminar. So that's a little different.
And you know how much like there's people putting together these seminars, how much they're charging per ticket?
Well, I would assume they would charge whatever they can get, and the market would dictate that.
And that's where I'll get like, and I don't need to like bring this to your channel, where I could get critical on how I feel about where I would like to see the world go. I'm personally working on that, and that's why I've disconnected. I appreciate the opportunity though to come on your channel and end up talking about something that maybe will help steer people to realize like maybe we can do better. Even you, like, and I'm not, that sounded rude because I don't know your full story. I don't know what you've all done. Okay. So
everybody could do better, right? Everybody could do better. But,
exactly.
We have to have realistic standards, because Martin and Campbell, it's, should they not be able to come on here and present themselves and then be remunerated in a financial, they have to have a livelihood, correct?
Sorry if you can hear, that's a dog playing in the background.
Nice.
Yes, which is what they've defended as well, which I'll get into, but I just, and everybody else will criticize me on this factor. So that's why like coming on your channel the way I did, and like getting amped without structure is not proper.
But are you hot?
Say that again.
Are you attractive?
You can see me live on my channels. I don't hide my face. I'm just not live right now. I don't have a great setup where my camera's angled where I'm at, because especially with playing with the dog. But you can.
I simply asked you a yes or no question, and you just went off.
I'm not going to tell you if I'm attractive, or I'm not going to let you make that decision on your own, because I think that's an energetic thing too.
Well, you're right.
I get a little bit of energy from you, especially being able to see your face. And I apologize that I'm not. I'm house sitting at a location right now, so I'm not in my normal like setup. That's why I said like I'm really not. Hey, don't even do that. I'm not in front of the camera.
So I'm trying to find you in my chat so I can go to your channel.
Just go to my page, go to my lives. Like if Aaron.
Well, I'm trying to type something in my chat so I could just pull your channel up. Just type something.
I'm live right in my last. Well, maybe not in the last live, but the second.
Just type something right now. In my chat right here, and then I'll be able to link
my channel. Hold on.
No, just say hi in my chat. If you show up in my chat, I'll be able to go right to your channel.
I got you. Sorry, I'm not right there. Sorry, 1 second. I'm literally like throwing this fucking toy for a dog. I'm not right in front of the computer.
I put the link in the back chat.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting mine. It's literally at Mindful Exposures is my handle.
All right. I've seen you around and stuff. Thanks, Bex.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm back here looking. Let me see what's going on with you.
She's got that librarian thing going.
Well, I like the librarian thing. That's
I'm also
not
6'1". So
wow. What are you, like some kind of Pleiadian, like Nephilim fucking like character? Like,
well, this is what kind of creeps me out. This is when you're talking about the personality thing. I'm an ENFJ, but I'm a Master Builder 33. I was born at 3:03 a.m. I'm probably a Nephilim, or I'm red-haired. Like as I've gotten older, my brown hair has turned to red. I have hazel or green eyes.
Uh-oh, Gingy.
Yeah, you're definitely fallen blood. You're definitely fallen spirit.
Rocky.
Hey, Rocky.
Okay.
Here he is, Mr. Personality himself, fucking Rocky Shepherd, everybody.
How do you like my backdrop? Can you read it?
It's sideways. What does it say? It says something. White Pride Month. Happy or something. White heteros. Pride Month. Everyone. Happy white heterosexual Pride Month. Everyone.
Yeah.
All right, Rock.
Tits
Good
and
job,
ass,
Rock.
tits and
Great.
ass and blowjobs is what we're talking about today here on Zedetic Warrior Show, but not cunnilingus. Okay, everyone? Yeah. We're leaving that for another time.
All right, Rock. Thanks for that, Rock. Great contribution to the.
See you later.
Fucking guy. All right, so you're not unattractive, mindful exposure. You're easy on the eyes. 6'1". That's interesting. Okay, so I want to ask you a few more pointed questions while you're here, and we seem to be on a pretty calm, even playing field.
I can respect when I'm over the top.
All right, so you seem like you're close with that Burnseye guy, the chemical, the alchemical, whatever he calls himself.
Crypto alchemist. Yeah.
Crypto. What happened between him and Campbell? Did they have a falling out?
Yeah. This is about the blowjob that went around the world.
So, for some reason, Burnseye, the crypto alchemist, had a falling out with Campbell because somebody else got a blowjob on a completely unrelated panel. You're gonna have to make this make sense.
Literally, it was live. It was in front of Michelle, and there was like skin exposure related to it because of the way the cam on and cam off went. Well, and so then there was this whole behind the scenes conversation, and this is somewhat public because Bernie literally was spewing this out. So this is, I'm not telling you anything that if you guys weren't.
So was Paul spewing something out, eh?
Can we just get to it? Can we? So what happened?
So Bernie, because I know it wasn't a power play. Like the relationship between Bernie and Paul at that point was solid. But okay, so actually, sorry, let's I do need to dial it back a second because there was like a period of quietness after this happened because only the people that were there knew what happened.
Hold on, why is this so hard to? Chat, please answer me, chat. Is it me or am I just? I'm trying to ask you what the fuck happened between Burnseye and Paul, Campbell. That's what I care about.
Had a blowjob during a live stream.
Who's Paul? Am I supposed to know who Paul is?
Paul Cook.
I don't know who that is. I'm not. What you keep saying? Your community.
What's
your community like? What's your community like? Mudflood, Antiquitech.
Part of this.
Hold on, we're all getting excited again. We're getting to that part where our communication's falling apart again. That's happening. Hold on. Let's hold on. Hold on. You kept saying your community. Is it like Antiquitech, Mudflood, like Old World Tech community? Is it what's your community first off?
Yes, like literally Paul Cook is claiming that he invented geopolymer.
Okay, so I know about geopolymer, but to say that he invented it is probably a bridge too far. All right. So some guy named Paul, who's prominent in your Mudflood Antiquitech community, ended up doing a lewd act on some random person's panel. Okay, we've got that. Everybody's there. The audience is there. I'm there. Okay. How did that go to a fallout between Burnseye and Campbell?
Because Bernie put up a fuss about it in their group. They had a private group where Paul was connected. So Paul Cook, Cam, Ledkey. I don't think Archaics was in the picture at this point. Stuff Beagle was in the picture. If you want to look up the lore on that shit. Keeping on track, like there was just like there was a group, and Bernie and Shem Jacobs from Tartarian Truth both told Paul, because Paul at the same time of getting the blowjob publicly told them what he had done, and then that's why Paul's pissed off because he told them privately that this had happened, and they went and proceeded to talk about it publicly. However, at the same time, Paul had posted an OnlyFans link on his main description channel and he also did a video telling people to go to his OnlyFans.
We're still not to the part where Campbell.
That's what
Where
you're.
Campbell
I'm almost there. I'm
and
so
fucking
close.
Burnside.
Hold on. I know the story is super annoying and long. I'm trying to be better about preciseness. What I'm getting at is, so then that all happens, and Cam is a part of this group. Okay, so then it becomes Bernie against Paul, because Bernie is trying to say this guy's being inappropriate. Shem from Tartarian Truth comes in with a video that calls Paul out on this creepy fucking shit about OnlyFans. And they're both telling him that he's not playing the code or whatever with YouTube. So then there's this whole fucking debate happening between the two sides of saying, like, are you doing it right? Are you doing it right? Are we friends? All
right, this is I get what you're saying. So it's nonsense. They had a falling out over nonsense. That's what that story told me. Because that's everything you just said. I believe what you just said, but my understanding is that like it's all nonsense. So likely Crypto Alchemist and Cam had a falling out about something else that's completely unrelated, and this is what the story ended up being. Okay, all right. I don't even know what to think after that. I was trying to get some juice on Campbell, everybody. That's what I wanted with this. You get it?
And all I can tell you is he's a good guy, and it's gonna.
He seems like a good guy, but here's the thing I want to say to you, Mindful Exposure, and take it how you want. Whatever financial, like I don't know, like compensation that he's likely making from his endeavor here is probably a lot less than many people would conjecture. I don't know. I'm not in his fucking pockets. All right. I'm not in his pockets. And he does seem like a nice guy. Let me ask you about this one. What do you think about Martin Liedtke and his collaboration with Jason Brashear's Archaics?
Grasping at straws. Not to say he's not a bad. He's my experience in my conversations with him is also a good person. Maybe their conjecture or what their desires are, if whatever the fuck that is, but maybe not on the right path. I don't know.
Was there a recent falling out with Martin Liedtke, particularly his girlfriend, and Archaics? I'm going to tell you why. I watched a random Archaics video the other day.
Yeah.
What?
I heard that too, yeah. I'm not
okay. Here's why. I watched an Archaics video, and he was bitching. I'm not a huge Archaics fan, everybody. I'm just telling you right now. Nothing about his background. Buddy Stoic wants to ask me your body count, Mindful Exposure. You don't have to answer that. That's rude, buddy. That is rude.
How many people I've killed? Or my weight. I'll tell you my weight.
Well, I imagine that you probably are much like a Black Widow type in your sexual encounters. So your body count and then people you killed may indeed be the same number. I don't know. I could just imagine, but that's besides the point.
And think about the ENFJ though in that. Doesn't quite coincide. And think about my degree in healthcare. I'm an empath. I'm a gentle giant. Honestly. Okay. And I'm also recovering codependent and a recovering enabler. I was in an 8-year relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly. Okay. That's all I'm just saying. Thank you. Don't put your hands on your head. See, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so where was I? So all right, so in Bex. So in this fucking. What an absurd experience this is. Okay, so hold on. Not just you, Mindful Exposure, like this whole thing. All right, so I watched a recent video of an Archaics, and I don't watch his shit, but I'll tap in sometimes because I want to see where he's coming from. Because his new thing is now that Atlantis was much sooner than a lot of people are dating it, et cetera, et cetera. But that's besides the point. So I tuned in. He was at like a collision center for his car, like an auto center. And he was bitching about the service there, which I found to be a bit, let's say, distasteful, that he's using his internet celebrity and his car wasn't fixed to his liking. So now he's blowing up the collision center online. That was weird to me. Like right there, that's fucking bad vibes. Your thoughts on that, Bex? People using their platform to then like express idiot, stupid things in their life that everybody goes through. Your thoughts, Bex?
Well, I'm guilty of doing it. So
don't do that. It's not a good look. Could you imagine if I came on Z Show and was like, oh, I went to the fucking grocery store today and they wouldn't let me return the fucking moldy peanut butter that I got. And I want you to fucking call this, because you're basically telling your listeners to call and harass the fucking business. Like, that's cuckoo.
I see
It's
what you're
stupid.
saying. No, I'm not guilty of doing that, but I am guilty of telling funny stories about slipping in mayonnaise and breaking my foot. So,
No, that's different. That's not what I'm
but,
talking
yeah.
about. He got bad service on his car, and I'm going to get to the point of my story. You're
Okay.
rubbing off on me, mindful exposure. I'm going cuckoo right now. All right, hold on. See, my audience ironically likes when I lose my mind like this on stream because they could just sit here and laugh at me. So I'll just go with it. All right.
We'll laugh together.
Archaics is at the collision center, and he said one of the reasons he was there because Cheryl, which I know is Lika's girlfriend's name, he said passively aggressively smashed into the back of his fucking black pedo van, and that's the reason he was at the collision center. And he said, well, we don't talk to her anymore. And I know that's Martin's girlfriend, and they were highly close, and she seems like she's a fucking wild fucking like a wild child. She's a loose cannon, so that doesn't surprise me. I could see her getting pissed off at Archaics and smashing his fucking car, which is actually hilarious, which I hope happened because I don't like this Martin Archaics thing anymore. I'm over it. I thought it was good for Martin to do for a little boost, but this is below Martin. Martin is in a way higher strata than Archaics. Way higher strata than Archaics. I hope you hear this, Martin. Much love. Go ahead, mindful exposure. Your thoughts on what I just said.
I appreciate that. Again, like the opportunity to come back up and say my piece a little bit because I was getting obviously amplified. Yeah, I do get a certain vibe from Ledkey, but I will tell you in my personal experience in seeing where it's gone, there's did you see that clip? And this is why maybe consider listening to a little bit of Shem, because he does do a decent job of, and if you actually hear what he has to say behind it, he likes these guys. He's just trying to call them out on their shit. So people like Ledkey, it's like, you're not a bad guy, but what the fuck are you doing?
Like
and
with what? What specifically with the Archaics thing? Is that what you're talking about?
And again with him, like he will ban you if you have anything against what he has to say. Can we not try to communicate a little better, right? Ledkey knows better. From my experience and my interviews with him.
Well, I'm going to reiterate. I don't hold it against him to collaborate with Archaics, but what I will say is he's in a different. Martin is top tier, and Archaics is fucking bullshit.
And since he's worked with Archaics, he has like this little clip where he's like, "Why am I not considered the OG of Tartaria? How I don't understand." And then like, so fucking Archaics is putting this video out, like his subs are so below like Jared Booster, and I think I could be wrong, so don't fucking hold me to the T on these people because I don't pay attention to this shit enough, to be honest. But he was crying. He was literally kind of crying about his status on this fucking verse. And so
who was
question,
Martin?
Like, how important is this to you and like your venture for where you're going in your life? Do you feel like the people that if you got to interview Ledkey or Cam?
I did. I was on Martin's show. I was a special guest.
Okay, and I didn't know that. I've been there, and I interviewed him too.
And he's been on my show, but I've been on his show, so I have somewhat of an interaction with Martin. We've had, I would say, 6 or 7 conversations.
Okay, and I would say actually very close to the same for me, behind the scenes and in public. Like we did lives, but we had a little bit, which I think.
So here's the thing: he is the OG of Tartaria. Why shouldn't he have that mantle? The record shows that he is the OG.
When Tartaria has been labeled out on maps for a while now, and actually like in Scottish.
Okay, so he wasn't alive like 250 years ago, but if he's the man who's responsible for bringing it into the popular cultural zeitgeist, why shouldn't he be given the credit he's deserved?
I'm not going to disagree that he shouldn't get any validation, but why do we have to put anybody on a pedestal?
Oh, see, this is the second time you said that, because you're one of these people who doesn't realize cause and effect, because the reality is it's not about a pedestal. It's if he indeed is the OG gangster of Tartaria, if he was one of the progenitors of the information, if he was one of the original people presenting it, Why should he not be recognized for that? It's not about him being on a pedestal.
Are we gonna pay for an award ceremony like the Oscars then now?
No, but it's just about truth versus falsehood. If it's the truth, why is?
But why does he have literally? Then why does he need to be given an award? That's what I'm asking. Can we not come together?
What you just did was
okay. I'm going to tell you something real quick, and I promise I'm not taking over. But I am trying to build something outside of whatever this is, and it has to do. And I'm not saying I'm a fucking put me on a pedestal. I'm just saying I'm giving it with all of the free education I can, as much as I can. You can call it socialist, you can call it communist. I would love to get into the details of what I'm trying to like break down, but I'm trying to build something a little bit outside of whatever this is. I don't want to play the game. I'm not here for that.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't take away from certain things. If Martin is indeed who, if Martin indeed was the progenitor of this information, it's not out of the realm of.
Sorry.
What? Go ahead.
I was just saying Martin does predate Archaics. We can definitely give him that. But Archaics supposedly came out of prison. I don't know if that has to do with time.
It doesn't matter if he predates. Archaics is fucking bunking bullshit and spin and scam and fucking shill.
Yeah.
Martin is not those things. Plain and simple. I don't even like put him in the same conversation. I'm done with this. Much love, Mindful. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad that I have to talk about Martin and Archaics in the same conversation. That's what I'm fucking mad about. All right. See, I'm screaming and stuff. Now I get it. Much love. Come talk to me again.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Marticus, Spartacus, we miss you. Is that what's part of it? We miss Marty. We miss Martin. He's busy.
Martin's just fine. He just needs to. It sounds like this thing between Martin and Archaics is probably done because Cheryl crashed her car in the Archaics' fucking pedo van.
Oh, that was where you were going with this, telling some story about, using your audience to potentially bother a business or something. Are those two things related?
Correct. That's where it was.
I see.
Is that he mentioned that somebody named Cheryl, who they were friends with but are no longer, crashed passively aggressively, smashed into the back of his fucking black pedo van.
I see.
So I'm just, how Bex, I'm pretty good at making these links. You seem like you're good too, where you can conjecture things. It doesn't mean we're always right, but I would say more often than not, does this happen to you, Bex, where after you conjecture, then it's actually verified, and in your head you smugly go, yeah, I was right about that one. Chalk it up to another one. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure with this one too, because the way Archaics is like, this Cheryl crashed into the back of my black pedo van, and now we don't talk to her. And I was like, that's got to be Martin's girlfriend, Cheryl. I knew it. Did
they come to the States again? Was Martin here? Was Martin in the States twice then, or is this from the original?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
And then I had another. I had another question, just because, Cam, and I don't mean to bring up a sore spot about beautiful breasts or anything, but Campbell is Campbell's got a hot chick on his shoulder. Is that that's the news? That's his squeeze. That's his.
Yeah, this broad.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, I knew that they all met, but
this is another thing. We're conjecturing, we're assuming.
I see. I got it.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, Lex, let's do the thing where we just like conjecture, but we know it's actually true because it just is. Look, he's getting handsy with her again. All right, hold on. So all of a sudden, Julia Kamen is posting this shit online. Then next thing is she's on Martin's channel and he's interviewing her, like giving her prime spot. Then a month and a half later, he's back in the States. So in my head, I see Campbell back in the States. I go, oh, he's obviously back for this Jamie chick, just because he is. And then this mindful exposure comes up and then verifies it, which again, I got to have a little moment in my head where I was like, oh, I was right about that thing. Is that he's here because of this Julia. I didn't know it, but I knew it because I would do the same thing. Simple.
But he could also be traveling a far distance for a crush, right? We all have done that. I mean, a lot of people are willing to do that.
Not that far. The fucking guy lives in Australia.
Yeah. Well, and then that might be
hold
second
on.
trip.
I have a special guest in the back. It's
We do?
Yeah, it's Mr. Archaics. Welcome to the show, Mr. Archaics. Totally not OTW. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't really appreciate this kind of treatment. And what I would appreciate is if you could get my dick out of your mouth. Get my name. Just get my name out of
I
your
was
fucking
close.
mouth.
It's Sean of Source, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, but I would just appreciate it if you could get
All right,
my name
Archaics. All
out of
right.
your fucking mouth. Okay?
Archaics, you seem like a rather intimidating character. We obviously know about your history as a felon and your stay in the penitentiary. So I don't know, maybe you were like a shot caller in there, and I don't want to step on like whatever Aryan Brotherhood you may or may not be connected to based off your shaved head. I'm not sure, but I would imagine if we searched your body for any type of, let's say, certain types of tattoos involving what we might say is the Big Dipper as it goes around the North Star that some people call a swastika, we might find it on you. I'm just wondering, Archaics. You don't have to confirm or deny that here, good sir, please.
I mean, you don't see me coming in your spot and telling you about Flat Earth. It's a bunch of bullshit, right? Just like I wouldn't want you to be talking shit about me in the 2040 coming Phoenix event that I think everybody should be prepared for.
Well, Archaics, I mean, I'm not sure I'm going to be really preparing for that event based off, your presentation, but is it, oh, look, there he is. There's a different picture of him. Much love. But I thought now that you're by default a flat earther, Archaics, because of your association with Martin. I guess that didn't stick. Too bad.
Martin is essentially my, I don't want to say it here. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it online, actually.
Oh, are you saying you made Martin your bitch using your shot caller,
You
like
could
state
say that.
penitentiary jail status?
Kind of, sort of.
Damn.
That kind of. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Honey buns. Honey buns. It's all about my honey buns.
Paul Bex, I mean, we have Mr. Archaics here himself addressing these recent
I know, it's
allegations.
amazing.
It's really
Amazing.
great how that happens. I mean, who knows? We might be bringing people together here on Z Show, guys. It might be that.
Yeah.
All right, much love, Archaic. I mean, Sean. Much love. All
I
right, Bex.
just wanted
Before I
to
let
show
you
my,
go,
I brought my books. Beck's books.
nice. Bex, before I let you go and get to the news, what's your current state with Mr. King Steven, who I don't even want to give him any plug on his show? Are you guys what?
Yes.
Where are you?
It's amicable.
You guys are amicable. He did what Flow State did to me today. He basically told you, keep that damn snafu snaps off your channel, or I'm not going to be happy. Flow State gave me the same rap today. What's your take?
Yep.
Because you seem rather chummy with snafu, but when you were confronted by Mr. King Steven, you distanced yourself pretty quickly. I did notice that. Care to
Well, and I have noticed the flippity flop optics of the zebra creature towards me as of late. But I know that it makes for content all over the place. So that seems to be what he does. I know he's got bigger agendas than that. So I just, it's sort of some of that projection stuff. So, at the moment I am not, I have no venue to host having a conversation. And when I've been confronted by Snappy Snaps, I choose to tell him this is not the platform to have the conversation, whatever he's trying to have with me. So in essence, I also am, drawing a bit of a line in the sand that I probably should have done a few months ago. But he's helped me learn a lot about myself. So, but that's me. Anyways, yeah. So I'm in agreement right now. But that's easy to say when my channel is hidden and I don't have anywhere to, host. So I was going to say, though, interesting, the whole credit thing. So, if Campbell were to give, were to remunerate Esra in any way, even just accreditation or accreditation, then there's also this like Tartarian, like award ceremony. I was just wondering, like, how much should I pay you in the end for my unabashed inference, like my new channel, my alt channel, for the whole, we'll talk about it. right?
Right. I mean,
You know.
I want some kind of like, I don't know, like some kind of
Oh,
finder's fee for the thing, or we could work something out.
yes, and I also had one other thought that I wanted to share was that maybe since we got this Vesica Pisces shape of the crater going on, that there's a reason why some men are not, inclined to, cunnilingus. Maybe it's because they actually live on a giant clitoris. What do you think of that?
I don't know if that were the case. I'd be trying to get off this earth pretty damn quick because I don't want to be anywhere near. Look, that's just a mystery. Everything that goes on
It's
below
fine.
the equator in the female world is a complete mystery to me. I'm okay with it. I don't want to be acquainted with it as much as some people would like to be.
There are entire channels devoted to heterosexual sex not involving oral sex. There's entire
it's just called sex.
Off YouTube and it's just called.
It's just called sex, Bex. It's just sex the way it was. Do you think these guys were going down on chicks throughout history? I assure you, they were not.
It's a little gay. It's a little gay. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm for or against, right? I'm not here to talk about Bexel's sexual inclinations, right?
Well,
but I just
because
think
you
that,
do have this new male suitor, Bex. I mean, what's going on?
Well, he's not new. 7 years, man. 7 years the guy's been. He was a plumber. Now he's a pilot. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, he went from a plumber to a pilot, but he
has both. He will have both. Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah. Seems like he's doing some plumbing work with you, Bex.
Lucky me.
Seems like he's cleaning out those pipes. So how was that for you, Bex, to re-engage that part of your life and express yourself in that way? How did it feel?
It's been great. It's been fantastic. It felt as, it's like better than riding a bike, of course. Like, but it's you don't forget. Right?
We're getting the in-depth and up close with you. What's up? All right, Bex. Adios. Let me do the news.
Yes. Thanks for having me, Z. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'll catch you again some other time. Take care.
Back at you. Good vibes, everybody. Good vibes. Oh, holy Macintosh. It just goes to show you never know where the metaverse is going to bring you. You never know, everybody. Good stuff all around. Let me try to get back to my thing here. That was a pleasant surprise. You did well, Mindful Exposure. I was just trying to get the juice on like Campbell and Martin and stuff. That's really what it was about, honestly speaking. You just got caught in the middle of it. That's all. And I'm going to stick by it. Martin is on a tier that Archaics can't even touch. So, Martin, do whatever you're going to do with Archaics. I get it, man. I get it, bro. It's fair enough, dude. I don't think of you any less, Martin, but I'm like that. I'm fair-minded. It goes along with my personality type, which apparently is INFJ, and it goes with the F part, the feeling part. See it, and the intuition. So, all right, everybody, let's turn the corner. Let's do a hard left, as they say. Speaking about a hard left, I think Harmon's might be hard and using his left hand right now based off this. Or that just could be me. I don't know. I'm just projecting. Is it possible, Mindful Exposure, that there's going to be controversy from this stream based off my interaction with myself, unbeknownst to everybody else? This is a joke, everybody. It's not real. I'm just kidding. I was not masturbating during this stream. I would never do anything like that. That's gross. It's horrible. Much love, Julia Kamen. Come talk to me. Once that Campbell's done with you, like I said, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the Campbell pussy shrapnel that's going to explode from the Campbell Liedke Archaics experience. I'd imagine there's a lot of pussy bombs going on between those three guys, and I'll accept some of the shrapnel from that. It's cool with me. I'm not picky. Plus, they're more likely to go down on you. I'd imagine Martin has no problem going down on these ladies. He seems rather adventurous. Not me, guys. In case you didn't know that about me, now you know. I'm just saying. All right, how do we move on from this? How do I get myself out of this this fucking quagmire that I seem to have walked into. I guess I'll try my best. Where's my music? Which one is it? Let's try this one. This is the part of the show where we do the news, for anybody new. Which is kind of like the same thing. I just like each article I read that has to do with politics, history, science, or religion. I just like tell you how fake it is, make fun of it, spurg out a little bit. And then we move on. All right, everybody. It's time for news. Bum, 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 bum. Thank you, everybody. Let's get to the news. In tonight's top story, House Republicans release report seeking to undermine January 6th committee and star witnesses. The House committee investigating the special January 6th committee released, nice one, AI bot that wrote this, a sweeping report Monday that Republicans say demonstrates that 4 other White House employees did not corroborate key witness Cassidy Hutchinson's dramatic account of former President Donald Trump's actions that day. None of the White House employees corroborated Hutchinson's sensational story about President Trump lunging for the steering wheel of the beast, I guess which the car he's in. However, some witnesses did describe the president's mood after the speech at the ellipse. All right. Hutchinson testified under oath privately and publicly before the January 6th panel that she had heard that Trump had lunged at the steering wheel of the presidential SUV and gotten into a physical altercation, which led his Secret Service agent after he was told he could not go to the Capitol to join supporters after he spoke at the rally. So this goes back to that story that Trump spoke at the rally that preceded the January 6th Capitol event. And the story was that when Trump heard that there was basically a riotous breach going on at the Capitol, that he was en route to somewhere, and he instructed the Secret Service to take him to the Capitol to address the supporters, and the Secret Service disobeyed his command, which is a couple things is interesting. One, that's actually kind of cool move on Trump's part that like humanizes him in some weird way for me. And two, what does that tell you if the president makes a command and the fucking Secret Service does the opposite? Oh, they were protecting his well-being. Who cares? He's the commander in chief. Weird story. If Trump gets back in, every one of those Secret Servicemen needs to be fired, moved on out of there. They should have been fired that day. I don't care what anybody says. It's stupid. I still want to believe that the president does something. I know they don't do anything. I get it. But I'd like to believe it somehow. Even me, as jaded as I am regarding so many things, I would like to have this fantasy. But alas, I know it's not true. I know they're just basically, selected, not elected. And they're basically figures. Kind of puppets, empty suits, figureheads. That's all. They represent something. They don't really, you guys know what I mean. But I would have liked to seen Trump down there at the Capitol. I think it would have been a great element to the story. It would have like brought the story to like next level. Trump shows up, then he's like mobbed by a bunch of people. It's a long story. I can go into more stuff, but let's move on. In other news, 50 people were hurt, including 12 sent to the hospital after a Boeing 787 dropped sharply in midair. At least 50 passengers were injured on a LATAM Airlines flight on Monday, the New Zealand Herald first reported. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner traveling from Sydney to Auckland, hopefully Campbell wasn't on that one, experienced a technical problem that caused the jet to drop suddenly, the newspaper reported. In a statement shared with Business Insider, LATAM Airlines said there was a technical event during the flight which caused a strong movement. All right. So I read another article today about another flight that was going on where both pilots fell asleep at 36,000 feet elevation. Just happened like in the last couple of days. And that, interestingly enough, they still like were fine. And after like a half-hour nap, they woke up. They tried to play it off like it was their radio, but they were busted, which kind of means once the autopilot's engaged, these planes kind of fly themselves for the most part. But yeah, these are the perils of commercial airliner flight. But you guys know here, you guys know me. I'm all about other types of flight. I want them to bring back Zeppelins and arrows. Some of the strange, weird crafts they had, like in the 1800s. Like the movie I watched last night, Around the World in 80 Days, which I'm definitely going to have to do a presentation on, where they just got in a hot air balloon and just gently glided like halfway across Europe. I miss those days. Give me those. That's when air travel was classy. I picture it like Indiana Jones, the third one, the Last Crusade, where he and his dad, Sean Connery, are in the Zeppelin. It seems fun, elegant. It seemed very like high class. Even airline travel, when it was first like initiated, like in the 50s and 60s, airline flights were like an event. People would dress up in their like Sunday best. The food was like actual real gourmet food, and cocktails were flowing. It was swanky. If you tried to take a flight lately, don't do it. It's like a fucked up insane asylum on there. It's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest combined with like a Target, combined with like, I don't know, the DMV. It's horrible. People are in sweatpants, freaking out, losing their minds, pilled up. The commercial flight experience is absolutely horrible. I'm surprised more people don't die. Yeah, you're not going to catch me in the air really anytime soon. I'm not really that into like flying places. I'm okay with just being where I am. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it. I would like to do more news, but we're almost at the 4-hour mark. So that usually gives me an indication to cut the news short. So I'll do so. What's the chat saying to me? Z, I'd love to make some music for the show. I won't even something. Go ahead, Shadow Band. Make music for the show. Who's stopping you? Go for it. It's good stuff. It's funny seeing the people that I banned in my chat over on Flow State's chat because he's restreaming right now. All right, much love, everybody. Much love to the Flow State audience for hanging in. Who's probably going to go live after this. He said 9:30, but I think he meant his time, which is different than my time. Thank you for joining me today, my panelist, and special thanks to Rose 777. Who basically was the impetus and the progenitor of the wonderful segment we did, in which we discovered that my personality type is an INFJ. I'm gonna have to remember that now. I'll have to use some mnemonic device so when people ask me what my personality type is, I now know. Which, based off like all indications and features that she read, makes me pretty fucked up in so many ways. But I'm pretty sure many people probably could have guessed that very same thing. So, interesting show today, all over the place. Mind-boggling in many ways. But we'll do it again tomorrow if the fates are willing. Much love, everybody. Catch us again tomorrow. Same Z channel, same Z time. Peace.